Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Vent with Days. And as Nikki would say, child, we are going to get into some things. We are definitely going to get into some things on this episode. So, I know the last episode I told y'all I was taking a break, and I meant it, and I took my break. It's been a little 10-day recess. I feel fresh. I feel rejuvenated. Y'all probably thought like I was going to be gone for a while because I'm good for that, giving y'all PTSD. But no, I made a promise. I said I wasn't going to be gone that long. And I meant that I wasn't going to be gone that long. So I'm going to tell y'all what I did lie about, though, because I did lie about something. I don't know. It's just like everything in my body. Like, I was going to like wrap up the mini series this episode, but it's just like after I dropped Outgrowing Things Part 4, it's just my spirit was just calling for Outgrowing Things Part 5. Like, I feel like I really, really, really want to get into Outgrowing Things Part 5. I just feel like that's a good thing for me to do this episode. So, with that being said, we are diving into Outgrowing Things Part 5. And I feel like this episode, it really challenged me because it really made me like dig in and do like some inner work and do some reevaluations about myself. And I just want to share that with y'all because we've been outgrowing things for a couple years now. So I just feel like I just, I don't know why, but I feel like I used to think my job was to explain myself like over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, I just would explain myself until I felt like people was understanding where I was coming from. And now I'm learning that being misunderstood is like one of the biggest blessings that you can have in the world today. It's just like, I don't care if you understand where I'm coming from. I'm going to stick to who I am and how I feel, you know? It's like in an ocean full of fish. I am so grateful to be a shark. That ass. It's like all y'all motherfuckers swimming around doing the same shit, like having the same opinion and following behind the next motherfucker. Like everybody's so bird brain and brainwashed nowadays. Like I am very blessed to be one of those people that just think differently. So I learned how to embrace being misunderstood. I realized it's the blessing in it. And I realized just because you can't understand me, it doesn't mean that I'm mean. It doesn't mean that I'm difficult to deal with. And mostly, it doesn't mean that I'm this version of an image that doesn't exist of me. I have to just stay true to myself throughout my whole life and my like process through shit because I feel like I'm always going to be that misunderstood girl in the room. Nobody's ever going to understand me majority of the time. And I'm also learning that people choose to misunderstand me on purpose. And I bring out the realization of how simple-minded folks actually are. Some motherfuckers choose to take the easier route to just act like they don't understand where I'm coming from. In reality, they wish they could understand where I was coming from. Like they wish they thought like me, and it's pissing them off the fact that they didn't think like that. It's something about me and how I think and how I operate that motherfuckers be like, damn. So they choose to make it out to be like, oh no, something wrong with you. I'm not about to, nah. Bitch, ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm actually the smart one and you're dumb as fuck. There's nothing wrong with me. So I had to accept that. And the most important thing that I feel about being a misunderstood person today in 2026 is that we just literally just have to not give a fuck about what people think. It's like a defense mechanism. any misunderstood person is going to understand what the fuck I just said. It's like you have to do things and say things and carry yourself with the intentions of not giving a fuck about how the next person feel. Because that's the key thing about misunderstood people. And I feel like that's why they are the ones that thrive. And everybody like, she weird and da, 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 I don't understand how people da, da, da. It's not meant for you to understand, boo. You a part of that simple-minded ass tribe that ain't never gonna get nowhere in life because you over there flocking with the rest of the birds, bitch. Don't worry about me. Fuck. And like, that's the thing about me and doing these outgrowing things episodes. I realize that they piss me off. And that's when I find myself like yelling at my recording device. And that's why I don't really like doing them, because it just be like, okay, I'm not gonna say I don't like doing my outgrowing things. It's just like, people don't understand these type of subjects. It reminds you of shit, and it brings you to a place where you have outgrown. And that's the key thing, and that's the humbleness, and that's the growth in these episodes. It's just outgrowing things come with elevation. You feel me? And I feel like I want to dedicate this episode to a conversation that I would have with Days that recorded Outgrowing Things Part 1. Because Days from Outgrowing Things Part 1 and Days from Outgrowing Things Part 5, the way that they are two completely different people is fucking outrageous, you know? So I decided to take the time to make this episode, and I want to dedicate this episode to the former me. Because I feel like if I would have known that I would have came on here and said this shit 4 years later, I wouldn't have believed you. Like, there's no way. You feel me? So if I could say anything to my former self, I would say something like, you know, I definitely miss the old version of me at times, you know. Old Days taught me how to survive, but I love New Days because New Days is teaching me how to live, you know. And it's like, nevertheless, I definitely do miss my, like, past sometimes. And it's not even that I just miss my past. I just kind of feel like I ran a stricter program a few years ago. And that's kind of like what I miss about it. Like, not to say that I don't run a strict program now, but it's like, I just feel like I was a little bit more stricter a couple years ago. So I kind of missed that part about it. But like, I don't miss like abandoning myself. I don't miss shrinking myself. I don't miss settling. Like, I've accepted the fact that I deserve peace and positivity and positive things to happen to me. And I had to accept that so that I can receive that. So it's like, damn, I do be in a tug of war because I'm like, you was strict as hell just 4 years ago. But I feel like I was so strict, it was to the point where I wasn't receiving my blessings. I was blocking blessings just based upon how strict I was being. Like, I wasn't receiving anything. So, but it's like, I know the things that I've been through, and you know, I've vented about a lot of the things that I've been through so far on this podcast. So it's just like, I definitely owe myself so much grace, especially like the older versions of me. I definitely owe her a lot of grace. She protected me like the only way that she knew how. And like, I love her like so much for that. But like, I had to come to the realization that like, I don't owe her my future. And Old Days made sacrifices, and she tolerated way more shit than she probably should have ever tolerated in her life. But she taught me how to be the New Days that knows exactly what she wants and exactly what she deserves. And I also learned how to like stop being so angry all of the time. I felt like I was angry a lot because I was accepting a lot. And I just learned how to like accept shit, but in a different way, you know? I learned how to just accept the fact that like loving doesn't mean sacrificing. I learned how to accept the fact that loyalty doesn't mean staying in uncomfortable positions. I learned how to accept the fact that just because a motherfucker needs you, it don't mean that they actually fucking value you. And you just gotta accept that shit. And like, I used to be a person that just keep believing in people after they disappointed me over and over and over and over. And it got to the point where I was given so much grace that I literally had no grace for myself. And that is the old version of me that I don't miss. Like, I don't miss that shit at all. I just feel like the old version of me, like old days, she just carried so many wounds and she still found a way to keep going and keep going. And I learned that it's like now, I feel like in my transition of peace, I did a lot of judging. I judged myself. I judged decisions I've made. I judged people I've decided to indulge in. I just did a lot of judging of the old me. And I'm in a season to where I learned how to thank her. Like, I learned how to thank me, my old self. And I feel like one of the biggest things that I've learned throughout this whole Outgrowing Things series is that I learned to stop judging myself for past decisions and past things that I've done, and I've learned how to thank myself for it. I thank myself for surviving. I thank myself for the seasons that broke me. I thank myself for the loneliness I've been through. I thank myself for the rejection that I've had and I've overcome, you know. I thank myself for being overlooked. I thank all of the times I got took for granted. I thank all of the times that I was misunderstood. And it's just like I just learned that outgrowing things is never really about leaving the old versions of yourself behind. It's about thanking them for the things that they've been through. It's about thanking the storm that they endured while getting me where I needed to be so I could be who I am today. And that is the biggest thing that outgrowing things has taught me. It's not that I've outgrown you, it's that I appreciate you for the challenge that I have surrendered to and I've conquered. Mwah. Little razzle dazzle, little blue blue, little sprinkle sprinkle on this beautiful Juneteenth. So I don't want to hold y'all too long on this podcast. I just wanted to get on here and say that because everything in my body was telling me to get on here and say that. It's Juneteenth today. So to all my black people, happy Juneteenth. I love y'all. Keep being amazing and never let your melanin unshine. And until next time, mwah.